Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. For those of you who know me, nice seeing you again. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name's Calico. Add a like, subscribe, add me to your notification bar. Would be huge help. If not, oh well. But anywho, so an update. I was just recently in Alabama, got stuck in the American Trap for a little bit, visiting an aunt. American Trap to me is basically everything made to hold you back, hold you down, make sure you're running in a correct line, I suppose. Anywho, got stuck there for a little while. Met some really cool people. Shout out to Kyle and Brittany. But anywho, got out of there, started getting very edgy and very emotional, we'll call it. And so anywho, left there. I am now 30 minutes out of Oklahoma City on my way to Arizona. Hopefully we'll make it with the money I got. Who knows? Just redid the roof on my camper. I had some leak. I'm now going to Arizona to fight the mold in it for now. And yeah. The last introduction this video really needs is the fact that I have it dark. It's dark. It's nighttime. It's because I keep switching back and forth between happy videos and, well, darkish ones, which this will hopefully maybe be one of the last ones. I also made a resolution to start uploading every Monday, it looks like. It was going to be Friday, but I'm a terrible person. Not really a terrible person. That's for you to decide. Anywho, the title of this was going to be The Curse. I should probably still add it to something, but I'm going to stick with this video and get out everything that I should and can. This is not so much for you, anybody that would be watching me or anything like that. This is more for me because your memory only gets worse. So I should probably record before my memory of these events in my life get any worse. So, anywho, my first entry is when I was a young little guy. I don't remember much, but I remember I had a weird babysitter. I remember once having my hood tied shut and thrown into a hole and told that the boogeyman was going to come and get me and that my mom was dead. Till my mom found me. What are some of my next memories? I remember hiding in stores all the time to, like, inside clothing things in little circles, see how long it'd take for people to notice I was missing, or if they ever wouldn't find me missing, and then if they did, how long it'd take for them to find me. Don't know why I thought that was entertaining. Had an Amber Alert out on me because of that. But let's see. And then one of the next ones is there's quite a few more, but I mean, they're with further if you care to know or whatever basis. But then next we have probably my first time dealing with cops. I was about 7 years old. 7 freaking years old. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I went to go defend my sister, and this is the first time I realized the difference between boys and girls, really, I guess. There was a larger girl, and I went to Oh, hi, Jaden. I went to go. Hey, that's funny. This is about you. I went to go defend my little sister and ended up getting in trouble. And this is like, I don't know. I got some kind of ticket. My mom had to deal with some kind of ticket. This is gonna be a long video, by the way. But I ended up getting some kind of ticket and I ended up just really realizing what the world was gonna be to me. And then I think shortly after that, I tried committing suicide. Uh, it was interesting. I tried drowning myself in a bathtub. Apparently, that's not really a thing. I mean, it might be, but it's not. Anywho, tried doing that, got sent to, oh yeah, and then I went back to school, and because of a family member's significant other, I went to school with a pipe in my backpack. Got caught with that, got in trouble, got expelled for a while, and then they told my mom that she needs to do something about me or they're going to do something about me. Well, the solution was my first trip to the mental institution. Don't really remember much about that. I remember I met the woman of my dreams while I was leaving. I got a sock monkey from being in there too. And I didn't go to the bathroom the whole time. Impressive. It was like 3 days. What the hell? I don't know how the hell I did it. But the woman of the dream things is kind of funny because I don't know. It was the first time I ever like made deep eye contact with a girl, and I was walking out, and we just kind of passed each other and both looked back. Oh yeah, stud at like all of 7 years old. Yeah, and then how did you even know I was live? That's interesting. All right. Anywho, let's see. My next memories. Jeepers creepers. I remember starting to smoke around like nice notification. I remember starting to smoke cigarettes. So if anything's a gateway drug, by the way, it's definitely cigarettes. I don't know if now it's probably vapes, but like to be cool, I had to smoke. I think it was like around 10. It was at a I don't know how old you are at a sixth grade dance, but I was at my sixth grade dance, and we left to go behind a church to smoke cigarettes, and I was with this girl named Valerie Flores was my first cigarette, but they didn't need to know that was my first cigarette, even though that they would soon find out. Anyway, we're all puffing. They're all puffing like some pros. I go to take my first drag ever and start gagging on it like it's some like hardcore pot or something, you know. I'm just it was intense. Either way, we didn't get let back into the dance, so we were like permanently stuck as rebels. You know, I think we actually ended up sneaking back in. I have a lot of memories of those dances and stuff. That was also the first time that somebody had came up and put a light on. Hey, my videos are supposed to be dark right now. But okay, I'll try putting a light on, see how bright it gets. There we go. What's up? Anywho, um, so my first time getting like a girl coming up to me was a girl coming up for another girl during I think the seventh grade dance. I'm not quite sure. This time I'm a smoking pro. And anywho, she comes up, tells me her friend likes me. Now this friend was Valerie Flores again, but she had some of the most hardcore brothers at the time. Like you did not mess with these guys. They were the Floreses, and you just did not mess with them at all. So I ran so fast from that, so freaking fast, right? Anywho, it was also with the Floreses that I'm pretty sure I smoked my first time of pot. It was out of a tinfoil pipe in an upstairs bedroom. Skipping middle school, they only lived up the hill, so we had to only like I don't know, run like 3 or 4 blocks. Do not smoke pot unless you know what you are doing with your life, or if you're doing nothing with your life. But still, it's not. I don't know. We can discuss pot habits in the future. But anywho, first time, decided to go be cool. This is also around the time that, okay, growing up, I was a nerd. I was going to the hospital. I was getting deemed retarded already at 7 years old. Sorry, we had to backtrack a little bit. And like for ADHD and all kinds of shit, I'm not quite sure. I really don't know what the hell I'm like would be called now. I don't even care to know. But yeah, that left me singled out as a nerd. I got bullied on and picked on quite a bit. And yeah, that was not a good time. And I really liked girls. I thought girls were pretty cute, you know? And I wasn't going to get no girlfriend being a nerd, unfortunately. I should have stayed being a nerd, by the way. Worst life decision. But Little John was the shiz at that time. Little John and East Side Boys, you know? So I just kind of idolized after him and started shaping my personality after him, hence the weed. So anyway, back to my first time. I gotta be cool. Find this pot. Oh, that's naughty. I know one of my family members used to smoke pot. I kind of know what it is. I've seen it before, you know. And anyway, decided to smoke. I obviously do not remember anything from that moment on. Then, let's see, my next upcoming memory. Being on probation. I think my first time I recall being on probation, or supervision, as they called it for juveniles. Supervision is at like 12, 13, something like that. Anywho, I went for my two friends were hanging out at the skate park and we decided to go to this house and my friend takes a bunch of stuff. This time CDs are cool, so CDs are really hard to know the value of. Anywho, I'm always the easiest one to get caught because I don't know, I don't really do anything to get myself in trouble, or so I thought. But you'll see different throughout this video. Um, but anywho, I saw it happen, so I got like party to a crime, theft, something, something, I don't know. And I got put on probation, and I spent like 1,300 at the age of like 12 for CDs I've never seen, touched. Like, I didn't even know CDs were taken. Only thing I actually saw him make it out. I don't even know why or what happened. And then some all kinds of other accusations came up. But that all went away. And then there I am screwed. At the age of whatever. And now insomnia has always been a thing in my life. So after I first smoked pot, I passed out. And ever since then, it's kind of been, hey, you know, if I really can't sleep, this is a thing. So, and again, I couldn't back out. I couldn't be a narc or something, you know. I had these friends that I had to keep a quota up with. These these people I had to be cool with, so I continued smoking. Well, of course, led to failed piss tests. Now, almost every weekend, I was in jail for some kind of pot or something. Um, or failing a piss test, not like getting caught with it or anything. I wasn't dealing drugs or nothing. But anywho, that continues on for, geez, like, I don't even know how many years. Then I moved to Wausau, and I'm already on probation. And I think it's around one of the last times I ever got diagnosed, too. And they diagnosed me with borderline bipolar, ADHD, ODD, just this list of crap, which, I don't know, to me is a personality thing. It makes you who you are. Like, find a way to use it, which is what I'm trying to do by doing this YouTube channel and being out here traveling around trying to find opportunities and stuff like that, see what there is. In a way, I'm kind of like on tour, I guess, but a secretive tour. But Yeah. Anywho, I really don't remember much of that time. I remember like there was my first time in jail. I ran into the wall like 3 or 4 times, full blast to put myself to sleep because I just couldn't sleep. It was my first time in jail. I didn't have much control over my mind at the time. In fact, I didn't have much control over my mind a lot of that time because I just lived. My feet moved faster than my brain did, and it got me in a lot of trouble just because I didn't think it would get me in trouble. And I was on probation on and off. We'll go, like I said, up until I was about 16, just for stupid things like seeing my friends start some tar on fire. Just they always had their eyes locked on me. As a funny, I could say it might be because my mom. She moved down to Merrill and then instantly got one of the cops on her bad side by kicking them in the balls. I don't know. I try to pretend like there's no discrimination in the police force, but man, there's some discrimination in the police force. But anywho, they just had me banked. I was always an easy target, and like being that I'm from, I don't even know what class I would be classified. I'm pretty fucking low class human being, and could never afford lawyers or anything like that. I had public pretenders, but they're paid for by DAs or something like that. I don't know. They don't do a very good job of their jobs. So, I mean, I just always took plea bargains, which really screwed my entire life. I was always known as a criminal, I was always easily to be picked on. 17, moved to Wausau. Now I have to decide at this point, being a thug, just pulling through. At least I'm not getting picked on, bullied, and now I'm going to go to a place where nobody knows who I am. So who am I going to be? Was my next question. And boy, did I send some sparks into the air in Wausau. Basically, I took over my mom, her running everything, which was a terrible choice. I definitely should have been disciplined more as a child. But I ran that shit. I took over everything. And I turned into an alcoholic at the age of like 16. I actually was unconscious for 3 days from hitting my head on I drank 1.75 liters of vodka to myself at 16 and knocked myself on a milk crate in a bathroom. There's blood everywhere. I was, again, unconscious for 3 days. Nice. Goals right there. Anywho, I'm sure that did unfixable brain damage, especially at the age I was at. Had I known how spongy our brains really were back then, I would have been doing nothing but learning. And really, I wasn't given a chance. I couldn't join no sports or nothing like that. It's just, I pretty much had nothing handed to me. Could have took it all, but it was easier to be. I'm not quite sure what you said there, Jade. Sorry, my sister's live watching me. But yeah, no, at 16, that's when everything went hardcore for sure. That's when I started stealing my mom's car. Um, oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That blood was everywhere from the bathroom when I drank that 1.75 liters. I also peed on my stereo system. I don't know. It was just all bad. I do not suggest doing that to yourself ever. Bad decisions, real bad decisions. By the way, backtrack again before I forget. Earliest memories of my dad. First memory I have is handing me a small little like hooker gun. I now know it as a 22, and bringing me into this place where there's like this butane can boiling on a stove, and I was locked. It was a trailer house, And I was locked in a bedroom to talk to my best friend, Dylan. Dilly, I call him Dilly. I don't know if I should put his whole name on here, so I'm not. But shout out to Dilly. Um, Anywho, and I got stuck talking to him on the phone for like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. And then the second memory I have of my dad, I now know where I was at, was I'm pretty sure a meth lab. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. My dad ended up turning up to be like a kingpin of Wisconsin or something like that. So there's some more news for you. Anywho, my second memory is being in a cool lit up car with all kinds of neons and stuff. And it was my dad's car. And he handed me this huge wad of cash. He says, "Son, this is the most money you're ever going to hold." Tell me what you would take from that. Anywho, then I lived with him for a little while, and it was the first time being in a school newspaper. I dressed all up with a suit and got to put my feet on the principal's desk and stuff. I got the honor, but Wausau, that was the first time I actually lived in Wausau because my mom went to jail for a while for her doing something she didn't do. She was in an abusive relationship. A window was just smashed on my little sister, and she's all like 3 years old. And he sticks his leg underneath the car as my mom tries exiting. I mean, I was old enough to remember this all, but not old enough to testify, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. Again, I really think that they had something out for my family growing up. Now, fast forward to 16. I'm in Wausau, and then I get my first, we're just going to call them two crimes, real bad two crimes, because I don't know which one came before the other, and I ended up on probation for a while. There's this one time me and my buddy were messing around. I pulled out my pocket knife. I said, "I'll cut you," right? He had this crazy emo girlfriend with super cut up arms, and she decides to grab the knife. Well, it cut her hand, and they tried fixing it up. This is actually not what I was on probation for. What I was on probation for, I'll get to. But this got me my first alternate to revocation, which is like 90 days in jail or something like that. Anywho, she cut her hand. I helped her. She wanted pain pills. I ended up getting the short end of the stick because my friend was on the run, so he couldn't help. And then what I was actually on probation for was I was, again, turning into an alcoholic. I had to be the cool kid, right? So I apparently got super drunk. My friends came and like kidnapped me, said they're bringing me to a party. I can't even move, right? They are in a stolen car, which is stolen from my ex-friend's stepdad. And anywho, they're on this way to this party. He decides to do this peel out in front of what I know is a police fill station. So I never would have done that in a million years. And again, way too intoxicated. I can't even walk, right? They had to have two people come and lift me. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Anyway, the cops ended up pulling him over. Well, guess who's the only one who can't run away? Me, right? So I drunkenly, stupidly fall into the swing set, get partially there. They pull me over because I'm rocking what is an actual jail suit from the last time I was in jail. Yeah, go team, right? Anywho, did that, and then got, I don't know, I was on probation for quite a while, and then what was the last one I got on probation for? I don't know, I think that took me for a while. Oh yeah, and then I was at this party. This is when I'm like 16 to 17. I'm at a party, still on probation, shouldn't have been at the party. So always make sure you're aware of your surroundings, no matter how fun it might be, because I was at this party, decided to hook up my friends with some drugs. And my other friends at this party that I just met, well, I can't even call them friends, but I just met them, decided they can help them. So we all drive, go meet, and these kids get their asses kicked. And I'm just sitting here watching this happen, right? Well, Anywho, that apparently got me because they sent my name because they knew my name and only my name, my actual friends from Merrill or what I thought were my friends. Right. And yeah, they got me. What was it? I think I sat 100. There's 110 days I sat in a hole, and I think I had to sit in jail for a whole year or something like that. Okay. Love you, Jaden. Bye. But anywho, um, and again, there's a lot more to my childhood that I'll add in other entries and stuff. And again, you can also request to know more about some of the things I've said and stuff like that. Let me know if you wanna, I don't know more details and stuff. But anywho, like I said, about a year jail time, and 110 days in the hole. Now, I was getting inheritance from my grandparents, and at the time, I was the coolest guy in jail. You know, I had like $3,000 on my books. Well, they said they're going to start charging. That Thanksgiving was the only Thanksgiving people were too full in jail to eat anymore. But anywho, they were going to start charging to stay in Marathon County Jail, which is a disgusting jail. And anywho, they said they're gonna, and I'm in the hole, so I just decided, you know what? You're not gonna take my money. I cut it all out to reading books, like self-help books. I don't know if it was a good or a bad idea. To be honest, watch out for what kind of enlightenment you look for, because it could fuck you up for life. Wow, I think that's the first time I swore in this video. But I got $3,000 worth of books and went to helping myself, you know? And it made me a very conscious person. And conscious as in like awoke, like I don't know, I can do some weird things like psychologically. Like I read off somebody once just personality traits that belonged to one of my friends, and I didn't know that they knew them or anything, but I called it out and they knew them. Like there's so many ticks and so many things that make a human a human. Like, and there's a name for it right now. It's like anthropology or something. It's the study of people or social events or something like that. I think that's honestly what I became good at. Now, there's also a number of like 50 or so girlfriends. Like I wasn't intimate with them all or anything like that, but there's like 50 some odd girlfriends through that growing up period, which I remember a lot about. Those are also things you can ask about or want to know about or want to know my opinions or feelings about. Because there's a lot I could say about that. Oh, my light just turned off. Probably won't turn back on either. Oh, look at that, it did. All right, but anywho, 16. One of the first impressions I did in Wausau, by the way, was it's nothing to be proud of, but there was this guy honking at me as I was going across the crossing, and I just wasn't having it. That's how I met my best friend from Wausau, Spliff. We call him Mr. Spliff. But that's how I met him and his mother, because I punched the shit out of this guy through his windshield, or not through his windshield, through his driver window for honking and just causing a scene for no reason. Absolutely ridiculous. I did a lot of ridiculous things like punching a best friend's nose off and shit. But yeah, the first time I ever met him, and then all of a sudden my Mr. Spliff and his mom pull out of the line, cut off the other oncoming traffic to be like, "Hey, you need a ride? Let's go." And yeah, they got me out of there. And from there, we became best buddies. One of the exes that I'm going to talk about briefly on here was I was like 16, 17, and she was a stripper. So, whatever her age was. Well, probably most influential people on my ideas of what love means to me, what a working relationship means to me, a lot of things. Just a lot of who I am comes from that woman. Oh, oh yeah, that's another thing I've been dealing with my whole life: acid reflux and ulcers, all kinds of fun stuff. Probably acting up right now because I'm sitting funny. Um, but yeah, exes. That's when I actually started dealing with pounds of pot and just thought it was cool, I guess, and was able to get it. So I regrettably may have messed up many people's lives in that way. But the ruining isn't going to stop too soon. Damn, 30 minutes. Let's see how many people will actually watch all this. But, so we have about that time period, and then at some point in there, I moved to Eau Claire. I move in a few places, which I can get back to that at some point. I'm gonna try to end with Wassa since we're getting pretty long here. Um, and just whoever decided to watch this through and through, thank you a bunch, and realize that, oh yeah, and when we come back to, we get to talk more and more about drugs because that's when I started trying every drug underneath the sun just so I could see their effects and see if I could make it out. Chemical suicide is something I've tried on many occasions. Is it something to be proud of? No, but you can learn from me. If you ask, if you want to know, if you want me to do a movie or a video about it, let me know. Tell me in the comments. That's what this channel is supposed to be about. But anywho, like I said, we're ending with Wassa for now because, I don't know, it's been too effing long. But this was an insight. Let's hurry up and get as many memories out as I can and whatnot video. Very long. Again, we'll see who actually sticks through. And hey, every Monday I'll be seeing you though. So the videos will probably get shorter with time. But also, it's not for you, it's for me. So, all you, go eat a bowl of poop. Just kidding. Don't. That's gross. Very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Anywho, shout out to Loves for making this video happen. I wouldn't have a nice, warm, toasty truck to sit in comfortably without having to drive if it wasn't for Loves. I just said Lowe's before. Well, shout out to Lowe's too. I think I parked there a day, so they still get a shout out. But this one's brought to you by Love's. It's connected to a restaurant. It used to be my favorite, but I'm kind of indifferent with them now, and that's McDonald's. So personally, McDonald's too. But anywho, that's it for now. That's all I got for you. We're gonna end this at 4:34 point whatever. Okay, bye.